Wah, wah. Wah. My brother, let me make sure I got this right, because I was back there turning the iPad on, and I heard something about Eddie's fat mouth. Is that what he said? Okay, good. No Christmas. Done with that. Easy, easy. Really nice. Well, I'm glad you're here. Glad you came today. Hang out for an hour. And even the weather, a little different. Today we're going to talk about something called complaining. We're going to talk about how this works. We got a few things we're going to be doing with the big fat mouth coming up. We're going to do complaining, criticizing, all those things that we have to deal with. It is part of our nature just to complain. Now, the other service probably complains more than you guys. Just throwing that out there. And so, you should feel better about that. Did anybody complain this morning about anything? Just a thought. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, that's really good. But that's who we are, and that's what we do. Let's ask this question before we get started. Do we believe that complaining is a sin? Yeah. According to God, it is. At least if you want to measure something by that, then yeah, complaining's not good for us, especially for Christians. Now, I understand, if you don't know God and that kind of thing, but we don't really have anything to complain about, but we'll find something to complain about. And I'm going to give you the top 6 complaints in just a minute, top 6 complaints. But we're going to walk through, and I'm going to let you see. Now, let me say this going in. Couple of things, couple of words. Perspective is going to be one of them, and make it work. Those are the 2 things you're going to see that happens in the Bible, perspective and make it work. Now, God wasn't really happy with people complaining. You should be glad that we're in the New Testament and not the Old Testament, because in the Old Testament, most of us would not have made it this morning, because God would not have handled complaining. He doesn't like that at all. So I'm going to give you the top 6. Let's do this. Let me ask you. What do you think number 1 complaint is? I heard weather. Y'all think it's number 1 was weather? Work, weather, a lot of W's going on. Kids, they're a blessing. One day they will be. When they're out of the house and they come back home and they realize that you know everything, and they don't. I like that part. All right, let's do this. All right, weather is the number 1. This is amazing to me because we can do nothing about this. Facebook lights up with weather all the time, and Bradford pears that stink. They're beautiful, but you want to complain, God, why can't you make them smell better? And then when I do weddings that are outside, they'll ask me to pray that the weather will be good, as if I have something to do with that. But I can do that. I can pray, Lord, don't let it rain. Don't let it rain. Lord, don't let it rain at the Masters right now, because I want that to be a wonderful time down there. I'm sure he'll listen to me. Well, that's number 1. Let's look at this one. Being hungry. You hungry? You are hungry? Now, you maybe wasn't thinking about it, but now you are hungry. You are hungry. But this is what people talk about the most. They're really hungry. Again, we're going to talk about some of these things, who we are. This makes us complain. There's things that make us complain, and the Bible says that we're not to be those kinds of people, and I'll tell you how it works in just a minute. All right, hungry is that one. Slow internet. First time I've heard it. 20 years ago, that would not be on the board. So listen, you're going to love this. The kids go to Panama. You heard Brian talking about it. So this is so funny. I love this. So they find out they're going to get a bus, and here's what I hear on Wednesday nights, before they went. Here's what I hear. Does the bus have internet? Now, let me tell you, in my day, when I went on a youth retreat, here's what I wanted to know. Will all the windows roll down? Because we had to have air, remember? And then I had a complaint. I did hear the complaint that the internet was slow. What do we do with it? How are we supposed to live? Our phone doesn't work. How we're supposed to do that? So that was a complaint, slow internet. Has anybody ever complained about that? Especially at work? Yeah. I go into some place and whatever it is, and I hear my computer's slow. My computer's slow. I'm like, well, I don't know what to do. You want me to pray for that? Lord, help the computer get faster. Get faster, Lord. Help them. Help all our internets. We can communicate with God through email better if we'd have internet. I love that. Okay. Being fat. Oh, my goodness. We're talking about being hungry. I would say eat. Here's what I do. You're hungry, eat. When you're full, stop eating. When you get hungry again, eat. I've had 6 Cadbury eggs this week. And you say, Easter's over. Not for me. It goes through all the way through April. You keep bringing Cadbury eggs. When they run out of the store, I'll quit. Just letting you know. But this is no one complaint. Do you know how to not make that go away? Stop eating. But we can't do that. But you could look that up on the internet, but it's too slow. And then you wanted to walk, but it's raining. Nothing is working out. You see how this works? Nothing is working out. So I can't do nothing. That's the way life is. It is the way life is. And you'll see this in just a minute. Okay. Spouse. We complained about our spouses. The first service, it was so quiet. Nobody would look. I'm not looking. They're not looking. Do y'all complain about your spouse? Anybody? We got one finger at the wife. Okay, it's very good. Got two. God sees that hand. Anybody else out there? 3, 4. All right. The problem is, you know how to do it right, and they don't. You see how that's how complaints work. So complaint is about actually going on. The complaining is that you're not getting what you want. That's what complaining is. But that doesn't mean that you're going to do anything about it. See, that's what's beautiful about complaints. You can say anything you want, especially on Facebook. You don't have to do nothing about it. You just complain. I do not like the weather. Okay. And then you get all these likes. How many likes do you get on that? It's raining. I do not like rain. Like. What does that mean? How does that work? You see what I'm saying? So I don't know how that works. Today's a little cold, right? Did anybody complain it's a little cold? It's April. What's wrong with this? It's snowing somewhere in this world. What is wrong with this world? Well, it's crooked and warped. That's what you're going to find out in a minute. And you say, well, I live in that. Yes, you do. And you got to know how to have perspective and know how to make it work. Those are the two things God tells us to do. Last one. Here we go. Children. I like that. Who said children? Same thing. Same thing here. People being stupid. This is all over Facebook. Does anybody drive a car here? Okay. They don't drive like you, do they? They do not drive. They do not go fast enough when the red light turns green. You know why they don't go fast enough when the light turns green? Because they're on their phone and they're texting. Have you ever been in a car line and everybody's texting? Oh my goodness, there was a fight. I'm not even going into that. It was so bad. There was a fight. Then the other lady bumped in the other one and was mad because the one in front, I'm on my phone. I know you're on your phone. Get off your phone. And so it was an amazing thing. But people being stupid is probably, I think this is normal though. Now we're not talking about y'all. So you understand we're talking about the other people and the other services and all across the world. So, and those people right now in Texas that are watching me, we're not talking about you. We love Texas. I actually bought a golf club from Texas. Okay, and y'all, it's good. Good. All right, here we go. Anybody, what do you complain about the most? Just throw it out. School, work, kids, weather, haircut, traffic, laundry. Oh my goodness. All right, let me ask you this. Now that I got your attention, this is going to be so much fun right now, and I don't want anybody to yell at me or throw anything. Is everybody good all the way across? All right. Who complains the most? Men or women? Women? That was like a choir there. That was beautiful. Women complain the most. Only that one complains. Okay. Women complain the most statistically, and I'll tell you why I think that is, because they say more words than we do. They have 35,000 words a day that they've got to get out. We only have 15. So we grunt. We know what that means. But y'all got to explain all that kind of thing. Now, men, here's what they say, men complain the most when they're sick. Men, look at me. We know what we're doing. The best thing could ever happen to us is get the flu. Why? Because we're going to be in our big chair. We're going to be watching TV. You're going to be bringing food. We're going to be whining. And you're going to put a little cloth over our head. And then you're going to say, well, what would you like, honey? Oh, I think I need some ice cream. And, we have this little, I need it. And then my feet are cold, honey. Well, let me put a little blanket on that foot. Maybe 2. Let me warm them up. And and for a whole week, we're out of commission. We don't get to do nothing but lay back, be sick, and watch TV. Amen. We are complete babies, ladies. And I'm just telling you we are. Is that good? I'm just being honest here, that kind of thing. So men complain least, women complain the most, but should we be complaining at all? That would be, somehow we figured out we should complain, but that isn't our DNA. We're born with this complaint thing. We really aren't happy. That's what, when you complain, you're discontent with something. Something didn't go right. Can you imagine putting a suggestion box in a church? What we do is called a card you fill out every week. And most of you put suggestions in there, don't even write your name. That is so sweet. How are we supposed to pray for that? This is an anonymous suggestion. Well, good. We'll anonymously not do it. How about that? But I'm saying we all have things that we want. Doesn't mean we're going to do anything about it. Doesn't mean anything about it. And the other thing is, we're not even supposed to be doing that, according to what God tells us. So I got a couple of things I'm going to walk you through. And let's talk about the first complaint. Is it the woman's fault? Yes or no? No. Is it the man's fault? Yes. I don't know. I just started out. Watch this. I'm going to tell you what happened. Let me just read it for you. You figure it out. Y'all can go to Cracker Barrel and yell at each other. All right, here we go. We didn't have complaints until this. Nobody was mad. Nobody was fussing. Everybody's happy. And then we have this. So God walks in. God says, have you eaten from the tree that I commanded you not to eat from? Now, complaints are like this. It's never about you. It's always somebody else's fault. And somebody else should be doing something. So here we go with that. Here we go. So the man said, the woman. And then he said, you, God, the woman and you, God, put here with me. She gave me some fruit from the tree and I ate it. It was her fault and your fault. Wow, this is getting ugly. Like, what? It's amazing. And then God speaks to the woman and says, woman, what is it that you have done? Woman, what is it you have done? Can you imagine this? And the woman said, it's the snake's fault. The serpent. The one that you made, the one that you did, your fault, your fault, your fault. So here's the complaints. The serpent deceived me and I ate. So the complaints were going out now. And none of them are about me. It's all about you. That'll give you a clue. We have perspective. Watch this. There's two things, perspective, and we got to make it work. Those are the things that the Bible tells us that we have to do. Perspective and make it work. God is not happy when we complain. And you better be glad again that you're in the New Testament, not the Old Testament. We would not have a congregation. I would not be here too. Don't think I complain. When it rains, I complain because I want to play golf. Is that a bad thing? Should I say thank God for the rain? Somebody needs it. The golf course really needs the rain. You see how this works? Why do we do what we do when it comes to complaining? So this happened in the Old Testament. And you have to be careful because God didn't mess around in the Old Testament. You mess with him, you're probably going to get swallowed up somewhere. Something's going to happen to you that's bad. You just didn't want to mess with him. But this is the greatest story that when it comes to complaining. It's in Numbers 11. You read when you get home. But I'm just going to read you what's happening with people and how we do what we do. So now the people begin to complain about their troubles. Do you have trouble? You should have trouble because you're in here, this world. So you should have some troubles. Now, you can complain about it if you want to and do whatever you want to do, but you're still going to have trouble. You have to make it work. And here's what he said. The troubles in the hearing of the Lord. The Lord heard the troubles before Moses. Now, what we have is the children of Israel going through the wilderness. They're going to go to the promised land. Moses is in charge, and God is hearing all these complaints before Moses hears them. So God did something. You just need to hear this. So the Lord heard it, and he got mad. His anger burned. Then the Lord sent fire down, and he burned among them and destroyed some of them on the outer parts of the tents. So God just went, pow, just okay, we're done with you. Not going to have any complaints. So people running around, people getting burned up, people on fire running through the camp. Do you understand that? You can see this picture. So they run to Moses. Moses, now things are a little different. Moses, you got to help us. Then the people cried to Moses, and he prayed to the Lord, would you quit burning people now? Please, don't burn anybody. Don't do this anymore. So God stopped burning everybody. But he was mad because they were complaining, and he was taking them to a place. He had done so much for them already. Can you imagine seeing God work in ways that, like we look outside, we see the lake down there, and God lifts the lake up in the air, and you walk under it. Would you want to complain to anybody like that? They could do that kind of thing. Now they're getting a good picture of what he can do. So let me give you this right here. This is fun. I'm going to give you this. Now, when I read it, this is perspective. Okay, perspective. You got to pay attention to that. Then this is what happened. Moses prayed, the fire stopped, and then this. After the fire, then this. The mixed group of people among them had strong desires. We want what we want. We like what we want, and you're going to do it my way. Strong desires. The people of Israel cried again and said, who will give us meat to eat? They're all mad now. Perspective. We remember all the fish we could eat free in Egypt. We got all we wanted back there. And all the fruit and vegetables and spices, all we wanted back there. But now our strength is gone. Poor pitiful me now. I did not sign up for this. After God's burned everybody, they're still complaining. And this is the listen to this verse. There is nothing at all to look at except this bread from heaven. If you had loaves of bread falling on your lawn, I don't know if is that not a good thing? They said they had lost what was happening. Bread was falling from heaven, and they didn't even have to go to the store. And what kind of bread? What do you want? You like white bread? Do you want toasted? Because he just toasted. We got it. What do you want? And so this is what was happening with him. They had lost complete perspective of the whole thing, what was going on. We had the God of the universe taking care of us. And I'm mad. I have strong desires. This is what I think ought to be done. So Moses, poor Moses. So he goes back. He says to the Lord, why are you so hard on me? He's talking to God. Why are you so hard on your servant? Why are you so hard on me? Why have I not found favor in your eyes that you have laid these troubles of all these people on me? This is my favorite part coming up. Did I give birth to these people? I didn't give birth to these people. And you want me to treat them like they're mine? And you want me to play nursemaid to these people? That's what he said. You want me to play nursemaid to them? You want me to carry them close to my heart? This is what he's really losing it. You carry close to my heart. You promised your fathers I would have meat. Give us meat to eat. Where's all this? I am not able to carry all these people alone. I am not able. The load is too heavy for me. So, this is beautiful, ladies and gentlemen. This is beautiful. This is where it comes in. So, God, if you are going to act this way, can you believe he did this? If you're going to act this way toward me, I beg you to kill me now. My goodness, we have completely lost our mind. I mean, he's like, if this is the way it's going to be, just go ahead and kill me. Oh, isn't that beautiful? If I have found favor in your eyes, there's two things I'm asking. I want you to kill me, and the next thing is, do not let me see how bad I am. Bad off I am. He said, I want you to kill me, and I don't want you to tell me the truth. Don't tell me how bad off we are. Just lie to me. Now, can you imagine having this conversation with God? Because people are complaining. All the time, people complain. And you have to be careful with that. You have to pay attention. Because we do it all the time. We always complain. And sometimes, now, some of it is you don't even know you're doing it because you've already done it so much. If I said this to you, you need somebody to follow you around and write down every complaint you have all day long. Because you don't know you're doing it. Now, some of you wouldn't be able to speak for a while. And you say, I'm saying that our DNA is geared toward, I don't like something. Our DNA is, when Adam did what he did and Eve did what she did, we went away from where God put us. We were repositioned in another place, and now we don't like nothing. Everything is bad, and we got to be really careful. because he said that's not the way to be. Now, here's what Paul said. He said, do everything without grumbling or arguing. Watch this. Do everything without grumbling or arguing, so that you may become blameless and pure children of God without fault in a warped and crooked generation. Warped and crooked. This is where you live. But you're not to live like that, even though you're here. You have to make this work. Then you will shine among them like stars in the sky, and FedEx is here. Praise the Lord. FedEx. All right, I want y'all to know about FedEx. They deliver on Sunday. And no more complaining about that. All right? Let me sign for that. Thank you. Y'all go ahead and give David a hand there. You know what that is, don't you?
Oh, what is that?
That's a golf club from Texas. Get away from that. No, it's not a heated golf club. I do.
They say they're amazing.
I put golf club. I sleep with my golf clubs. I keep them warm. Then you go on FedEx. All right, I got a golf club. All right. All right, wait a minute. All right, let me make sure you understand. Warped and crooked. You got it? He says, here's what he's saying. He says that you guys and me are living in a warped and crooked place. But that is not how you're supposed to live or how you're supposed to act. You're not to be like everybody else. You're to make this work so that you will become like shining stars among the people. They will know the difference among you, not like everybody else. We are here to make it work. Now, I got a club. Now, I will sell this later after I make my millions. But here's what I got. Let me show you something. Spencer, this will help. This is a no slice club. You can't slice it. I mean, you're already over there. Now, this, for most of you who never played golf, this isn't real. This isn't what normal clubs look like. Does everybody know that? Okay, you know that. Okay, some of you are like, I don't know what's going on. Somebody thought this was actually a real club, so I could have made some money. Do you want to spend some money? We got the money. All right, now, is it possible that I could make this work? Yes, it is. What if I've never seen a real golf club and we thought this was the real thing? And then what would you think? It'd be normal. You see, this is what's happening. This is what this verse is saying. This is normal. This warp and crooked, this is normal to live here, but that's not how you're supposed to act. Imagine this. I give this to somebody at the Masters. Can you only imagine this happening? I give this at the Masters, and they play with it. What do you think happens after the Masters? I'm a millionaire. Because this, in the hands of the right person, this can work. This is what this verse is saying. If you know how to do this, this will work. If it's in the hands of the right person. I put this in a pro's hands, they can make it work. Actually, they can get around a tree. We might call this a tree iron. Made that up right there, just threw it out there. Okay. But think about this. I'm going to tell you a story that actually happened. Everybody heard of Jack Nicklaus? If you're not a golfer, he's pretty good. Okay, he won the Masters 6 times, Jack Nicklaus. His last time he won it, here's what happened. This was the most amazing thing. He came out with a putter that was about this big, about that thick. It looked like a brick on the end. It looked like a brick on the end. And everybody was like, you old. You old, and I can't believe it. This is crazy. You like you got a brick out there. So here they go. First day, second day. There's 4 days to a tournament, like today's the last day of the Masters. On the last day, he was putting the eyes out. He was dropping putt after putt after putt. Now, he wins his 6 Masters. He has a putter with a brick on the end, and McGregor made it, and you know what happened? Do you know what happened? All across the world, everybody wanted a putter like Jack Nicklaus, and millions upon millions were sold. In the hands of the right person, this can work. And that's what Paul was trying to tell us with this verse. It doesn't matter if you live in a crooked and a warped place. But if I give you the tools, you can do differently. You can make things work if you have the right perspective. And that usually happens with us. This club will not stand up, watch. That usually happens with us when we complain. We forget who we are. We forget all those things, and we lose our perspective. Here's what happens to you. I'll say this quickly. Since you are living in our flesh, we have things we have to deal with thoughts, and we deal with hunger. Right now, you're hungry. Let me give you something. Watch this. Fried chicken, rice and gravy, cantaloupe, biscuits and with strawberry jam in there. Is that everybody good? How'd I do? I just made you think. This is what happens with our flesh. This is what this says. This is what happens. This is why you complain. Most of it is halt. This is why when you come to marathon, most of you are tired. That's on the end. Most of you are already tired. You worked all week. I'm amazed that you give us an hour. I'm so glad. But most of you are already tired. And you'll come in, if things aren't quite right, whatever it is, it wasn't enough umbrellas, it was too cold, it was too hot. This is when your complaining will start because of this. You can't really deal with people like this. You got to know yourself. Hunger is going to cause a problem. I can tell when I need something sweet to eat. Like now. I love people more when I have sweets. The reason being is because I try to eat right and do right. I don't have that many sweets, believe it or not. But when my sugar goes down, sweet tea bring me up. And I'll be happy. I love y'all. See how that works? Angry, all these thoughts. Once hunger kicks in, you have thoughts. You remember all these people you don't like and what happened today in the car line. I can't believe people are so stupid. And then you start thinking, and then all of a sudden you're by yourself, and then all of a sudden you're tired, and this is when people get on Facebook right here. This is usually about 10 o'clock at night. This is when the good stuff starts coming out. Between 10 and midnight, that's when the good stuff's coming out because they're tired, they're hungry, and they're mad. Why do we have school? So they don't have to stay at home all day. See how that works? But this is what's happening. Here's what you got to get. Here is where the tools come in, and here's where in the right hands, when it comes to living in this world, this is what the Bible tells us that we have to be paying attention to. First of all, remember this, perspective. We don't live, this is not home. We're passing through. Your house will go away. Your car's going to break down. It's going to rain when you don't want it to. What else can I tell you? You live in a crooked and a warped place, and nothing's going to go right. Make it work. That's what the Bible says, make it work. Stop complaining. This is where we live. We can't be like other people. He says, I need you to be like Christians and what God wants you to be so the shining stars will come out and people will want to be like you. Why do we have Christians complain at all? This is the deal. Perspective, where are we going? Bill Massey, my father-in-law, he died about 2 or 3 weeks ago. It's been going fast. And let me ask you this, and my family is still crying and they're trying to get over it. And I'm thinking I'm having a hard time a little bit with it because let me ask you this question. If you got to go to heaven and you saw heaven just for a moment, would you want to come back here? Well, no. Bill's great. He's doing great. He finally got to where we were talking about. This is why complaining, why would we ever? We know where we're going. Grateful. Are you going to eat today? Is there anybody not going to eat today? You're going to eat so well. You're going to go to a restaurant. You're going to have somebody else fix it. They're going to bring it to you. And if you don't like it, there's not enough gravy, they'll go get more. But not everybody's going to eat today. Not everybody's going to eat today. You better be thankful and you better be grateful for what you have. We live in America. Why would you ever get mad? Why would you complain about the person in front of you? Are you driving a car? Yeah. Are you driving a car? Really? You have an automobile and you can go out to eat? Why would you complain? This is what the Bible says. We're not to be like everybody else. And then generous. It's not about you. This will solve all of it. Complaints are all about you. It's all about what you want. Generosity takes it all away. Everything you do. It's not about you. The thing that's helped me, I didn't say this first service, but the thing that's helped me with losing my father-in-law and the way I have dealt with my wife and my mother-in-law who are having a hard time, I'm getting to do the generous thing for them. See, that's what's helping me get through things. Instead of complaining about all the things that are not getting done, let's do something good. And I get to take care of them, and I get to take food to them, and some of you are going to be helping with that. But I'm saying this is what the Bible tells us. It isn't all going to go right. Make it work. Pick up the club. You can hit it. You can. Make it work. All right, y'all stand with me. I challenge you today. You need to have somebody with you. If you hear somebody complaining, you need to call them out. Is that good? It'll mess you up because you won't have anything to talk about for a while. You get to the restaurant, what you gonna say? What you gonna say? Where's my waitress? Why is she late? Why is my tea not filled? You're not gonna have anything to talk about. If you change that, everything changes. Think about your waitress, think about your waiter, don't think about your food. They're working on Sunday for you. I'm just killing you, aren't I? I'm just killing you. I'm just telling you the way it is. We don't live in the right place, but make it work. Let's pray together. Father, thank you so much for what you're doing. Lord, help us not to complain. We live in the greatest country, and we're going to the greatest place, and you made all that possible. I pray we will not complain. Help us to watch what we say and think about you and think about other people. Thank you for giving us the tools to make it work in this place. And this morning, I've been talking about heaven. This morning, if you would like to accept Jesus Christ, that'll change everything and your perspective of what's happening in your life. If you'd like to accept Jesus Christ, pray this prayer with me. Jesus, I ask that you come into my life and change me. Make me a new person. I want to follow you. I ask that you forgive me of my sin. Forgive me for not following you sooner. I believe you died for me. I believe you rose from the dead. Thank you for hearing my prayer and changing my life forever. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. If you've accepted Christ today, Roy wants to talk to you. He'll be right over your my right, your left. We're going to have so much fun with this big fat mouth thing. You just got to come back and get the rest of it next week. We're going to just keep moving it. I'm trying to help you. Love y'all. See you next week.